Whoopi Goldberg made a formal apology on national television after she mistakenly claimed that Turning Point USA endorsed and welcomed a group of neo-Nazis who were protesting outside of their summit. Well, that's a first. Are pigs flying too? Hello and welcome to Resist the Mainstream, reporting the news that the mainstream won't. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Well, The View is obviously notorious for their biased opinions and for spouting misleading opinions about conservative events and personalities. This episode aired following a summit held by Turning Point USA in which a group of neo-Nazi protesters were attempting to enter the building. Host Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar were quick to make assumptions about the intentions and policy of Turning Point USA, believing that the company not only condoned this group of protesters, but invited them to attend the event as well. Obviously, this is a classic video, and representatives of Turning Point USA hastily condemned the neo-Nazis and put out a formal statement explaining that they do not condone the ideas or actions of said protesters. They also claimed that the protesters were asked to leave and were prevented from entering the building, but because they were on public property, there was little else they could do beyond that, as seen here.
Neo-Nazis were in the front of out there in front of the conference with anti-Semitic slurs and, the Nazi swastika.
I think it's important that every single person that attended that Turning Point, every Republican speak up against the swastikas, against the Nazi flags that were waved.
You let them in.
President, open your
You let them in and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you are complicit. I want to make a quick clarification about the neo-Nazis at the Turning Point event. They were outside protesters. My point was more metaphorical, that you embrace them at your thing.
You know, I find it amazing how the ignorance of well-known celebrities can be aired out freely on live television. And even though this happened a while ago, it still happens to this day on that show without consequence. But fortunately, Goldberg was made to make not one, but several apologies, taking back the rash assumptions she made about the organization. After all, she lumped in innocent students and young activists with actual Nazis who had nothing to do with the event at hand. Turning Point USA was able to clear their name and affiliations of their supporters after several former complaints were made.
On Monday, we talked about the fact that there were openly neo-Nazi demonstrators outside the Florida Student Action Summit of the Turning Point USA group. We want to make clear that these demonstrators were gathered outside the event and that they were not invited or endorsed by Turning Point USA. A Turning Point USA spokesman said the group, quote, 100% condemns those ideologies, and said Turning Point USA security tried to remove the neo-Nazis from the area but could not because they were on public property. Also, Turning Point USA wanted us to clarify that this was a Turning Point USA summit and not a Republican Party event. So we apologize for anything we said that may have been unclear on these points.
Finally, episodes after the initial accusations, Goldberg made a direct apology to the camera, which is amazing. However, Joy Behar appeared to remain hesitant.
Welcome back. You know, in Monday's conversation about Turning Point USA, I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. And I don't like it when people make assumptions about me. And it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So, my bad. I'm sorry.
The View is no stranger to hosts speaking before thinking about the ramifications of their words to make such bold claims and then continue to deflect blame even after learning the facts is incredibly irresponsible. Here's another clip too by Sunny Hostin.
Just yesterday, that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for Raid.
I mean, when you're free to express your views on a major network, you have to take responsibility for what you say and who you accuse. And the networks need to take responsibility and take action against these people who feel so freely and entitled to speak about their opinion without consequences. So what do you think? You think Whoopi Goldberg's apology was genuine? Or was she more concerned about her genuine leather wallet? Let us know in the comments. Again, I'm Steve Inman with Resist the Mainstream. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest content. Till next time, take care, and we'll see you then.